All right, so bonsai, right. It's amazing, but when you first get into it, it can be a little bit intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much information out there.
It's true, and it seems like there's like a million different species and types, and
Yeah.
it's hard to even know where to start.
So in this deep dive, we're going to break down the main categories of bonsai trees for beginners.
Exactly, so you can get started and understand what you're looking at.
Right, because a bonsai isn't just like one thing.
No,
It's a whole like system of understanding trees.
that's right. It's like the whole world in miniature.
Yeah. So first, before we even like jump into anything else, we
Hmm.
got to talk about climate, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like any other plant, trees have preferences too.
So we can kind of divide bonsai trees into two major climate camps,
Okay.
temperate and tropical.
Yes, that's a great place to start.
So temperate trees are those that thrive in regions with four distinct seasons.
Exactly. They're used to that cycle of hot summers, cold winters, and everything in between.
Right, like here in the Northeast, we get the full works,
Yeah,
and a lot of our native trees are pros at handling those changes.
exactly. And those same trees often make fantastic bonsai. Maples, elms, some pines.
Oh, yeah.
They need that period of dormancy in the winter to kind of reset and come back strong in the spring.
So if you live in a place with a temperate climate,
Mm-hmm.
you've got lots of options for bonsai.
Yeah, you can choose from a lot of different species.
But what about people who live in warmer places,
Ah, yeah, good point.
like, Florida or Southern California?
Right, where they don't really have those freezing winters.
Right.
Then tropical bonsai are probably your best bet.
Okay.
These are trees that are used to constant warmth year-round.
Hmm.
They don't need that period of cold dormancy.
So things like citrus trees, ficus.
Yeah, those are good examples.
Oh, so you could have a little tiny lemon tree
Absolutely.
producing fruit right there on your patio.
Exactly. You bring a little bit of the tropics to your home.
Okay, so we've got climate figured out, temperate versus tropical.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? Like, how else can we categorize bonsai trees?
Well, let's look closer at the trees themselves.
Okay.
Leaf type is another major way to categorize bonsai.
Okay. I'm picturing like those classic trees with the broad, kind of intricately shaped leaves.
You're describing broadleaf trees.
Okay.
And you're right, they do tend to steal the show. Those leaf shapes can be stunning.
Yeah. They're like the ones you'd press in a book,
Yeah,
to preserve.
exactly. Like the Japanese maple, for example.
Oh, yeah. Those are beautiful.
Those delicate leaves that almost look like hands.
Yeah.
They're iconic for a reason.
Yeah, but then there's also like the needle trees,
Oh, yes.
the
Absolutely.
pines and the junipers.
Yes.
They have their own kind of elegance.
Right, they bring a completely different vibe.
Yeah, with that slender evergreen foliage.
Exactly. They tend to have denser foliage, too,
Hmm.
creating a more textured, almost cloud-like look.
Yeah, there's something so calming about them.
Yeah, they're popular for a reason. They evoke that serene, ancient feel.
Okay, so broadleaf versus needle.
Mm-hmm.
It's starting to make sense now why you see bonsai that looks so drastically different.
Right, the leaf type really does make a difference in the overall appearance.
But it's not just the shape, right?
No, you're right.
It's also how long those leaves actually stick around.
Ah, yes, that brings us to shedding habits.
Okay.
Just like in a regular forest, some trees hold on to their leaves year-round while others let them go.
So we've got evergreens, right?
Exactly, the constant companions, always green and vibrant.
Yeah, they're always there, steady and reliable.
Reliable, I like that. And then there's the deciduous trees,
Right, the show-offs.
the drama queens.
Yeah.
They know how to make an entrance and an exit.
Like, a maple bonsai, turning all those fiery colors
Oh, yeah.
before letting go of its leaves.
It's like having a miniature season change right in your living room.
Okay, so we've got climate temperate versus tropical. We've got leaf-type broadleaf versus needle. And now shedding habits, evergreen versus deciduous.
You got it.
It's like we're building a map of the bonsai world.
I like that analogy, a bonsai map.
So what's our next stop on this map?
Let's consider the tree's natural inclinations,
Okay.
how it wants to grow, its growth habits.
All right, now this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, this is where you start to see the real variety.
Because we've got those dramatic flowing cascades
Oh, yeah.
with the branches like gracefully cascading downwards, almost like a waterfall.
They do have a way of capturing your attention, those cascades.
You can almost picture them clinging to a cliffside.
Exactly. They evoke that sense of movement and drama.
But then there's also the classic upright style.
Yes, the strong and steady one.
With that strong vertical trunk reaching for the sky.
Very formal, very stoic.
Yeah, like a little soldier.
And then, of course, we can't forget about fruiting bonsai,
Oh, yeah.
the best of both worlds.
Beauty and a snack.
Exactly.
You can have a miniature apple tree or a pomegranate tree.
Right there on your windowsill.
Producing tiny, edible fruit.
It's amazing to think about.
It really is. It's like having a little piece of an orchard in your home.
And it adds a whole other dimension to bonsai, watching those blossoms and fruits develop.
So we've covered climate, leaf type, shedding habits, and growth habits.
That's right.
I gotta say, I'm already feeling a lot more confident about understanding bonsai categories.
Well, that's great to hear.
I'm starting to decode those nursery labels.
Exactly. You're starting to see the patterns and understand the language.
That's like I have a map now.
Right. And with that map, you can navigate the world of bonsai with more confidence.
But is that everything? Like, is there anything else we need to consider when choosing a bonsai?
Well, there's always more to learn. This is just the foundation.
All right.
We've got the map, but now we need to choose our adventure.
I like that.
What stands out to you? What kind of bonsai personality are you drawn to?
Now that's a question to ponder. I'm definitely feeling inspired to find that perfect bonsai, one that fits my style, my space, and maybe even a little bit of my personality.
That's the spirit.
All right.
But before you rush off to the nursery, there's one more crucial element we need to consider: the art of choosing the right tree for you. Choosing the right tree for you, huh? That sounds kind of deep.
It is deep. It's like, you wouldn't pick a pet just because it looks cute.
Right.
You got to think about, like, can I actually take care of this thing?
Exactly. You got to think about their needs, your lifestyle.
Yeah, and your personality.
Absolutely. It's a matchmaking process.
Okay, so where do we even begin? It feels a little overwhelming.
Let's use those categories we talked about as a guide.
Okay, our bonsai map.
Exactly. First up, your climate.
Yeah.
Temperate zone or tropical paradise.
All right, well, I'm in a temperate climate, so I'm going to need those trees that can handle a good old winter.
Perfect. So that narrows down your choices a bit. Next up, think about your own preferences. Deciduous, with those vibrant colors, or evergreens, always steady and green.
I think I'm leaning towards evergreens.
Okay, good choice. Something about that consistent green, it's very calming, very zen.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what about leaf type? Broadleaf or needle?
That's a good question. Do you see yourself with those intricate, delicate broadleaves, or the kind of cloud-like texture of needles?
I'm really feeling those needle trees right now.
Yeah, pines and junipers.
There's just something so peaceful about them.
They definitely have a different energy.
Okay, and last but not least,
Growth habit.
the flowing cascade. That's so dramatic, so eye-catching.
It's a statement piece for sure.
But maybe a little too much for a beginner like me.
It could be, yeah. Maybe start with something a bit more manageable.
Like a classic upright juniper.
That's a great choice for a first bonsai.
Really?
Yeah, they're pretty hardy. They can adapt to different conditions.
Okay, good to have.
And their natural growth pattern lends itself well to that upright style.
Wow, using these categories is like having a checklist to make sure I find a tree that actually suits my life.
That's exactly the point.
It's like a compatibility test?
Kind of, yeah. But there's one more thing we got to consider.
Oh, what's that?
Your level of experience, your commitment.
Oh, right. Some trees are probably a lot more high maintenance than others.
You got it. Some are easier to care for, more forgiving of those beginner mistakes.
Okay, so like junipers, are they pretty low maintenance?
Relatively, yeah. Maples, on the other hand, can be a bit more demanding.
So I need to be honest with myself about how much time I actually have to dedicate to this.
Exactly. Pruning, watering, all that good stuff. It takes time and effort.
It's making me realize that choosing a bonsai is a really thoughtful process.
It is.
It's not just about picking something that looks nice.
No, it's about finding a compatible companion.
Yeah, like a little tree buddy.
Exactly. A tree that speaks to you, but also one you can realistically care for.
This is so exciting. I'm already picturing myself browsing the nursery with all this new knowledge.
And remember, bonsai is a collaboration.
Yeah, begin.
Between you and the tree. You're guiding its growth, but you're also respecting its natural tendencies.
It's like finding a balance, right?
Yeah, harmony between human artistry and the beauty of nature.
Wow, that's pretty deep.
It is. Bonsai is full of these little philosophical nuggets.
It's definitely more than just miniature trees, that's for sure.
It really is. It's a way of seeing the world, a way of connecting with nature.
I'm so glad we did this deep dive.
Me too. It's been fun.
I feel a lot less intimidated now and a lot more inspired.
That's great to hear.
I'm actually excited to start my bonsai journey.
I hope you do. And remember, the world of bonsai is vast. Keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, enjoy the journey.
And to everyone listening, we hope this deep dive has sparked your own bonsai curiosity.
Yeah, go out there and explore.
It's a journey of patience, of artistry, and of connecting with nature.
It's a beautiful thing.
So why not give it a try? You might discover a hidden passion
You never know.
and a whole new way of seeing the world.
One tiny leaf at a time.
Until next time, happy bonsaiing.